Last night I finally went on a date with this guy who's been asking me out for the past couple of months. He took me to a weight loss seminar. What's your what the fucking fuck is this moment in your dating history? When I was a teenager, I worked at a retail store in the mall, and a guy who worked a few stores down would always come in and talk to me. He was super sweet and genuine and would randomly take me to lunch, bring me coffee and the like. It was nice to just have someone to talk to, and who seemed genuinely interested in me and what I had to say. He asked me on a date a few times and I always declined. I don't like the idea of dating someone who I work next to just in case it goes sour. After a month or two, I finally agreed to go on a date with him. Because good guys are hard to find, I couldn't just let him pass by. He picks me up at my house, and on our way to dinner, we get into a car accident. The driver's side was T-boned pretty badly, and we ended up having to go to the hospital where he contacted his roommate, who then contacted my date's girlfriend. After my freshman year of college, I met a guy on OkCupid, and we went to get dinner at Fridays as our first date. Offered to give me a ride, but I said no. He was a couple years older, well-dressed, and started talking about how he'd started his own business after college and it was going well. Good for him, bragging a bit, but hey, that's an accomplishment. So after we order, he says, let's play a game. We'll each take out our wallets and compare what's in them. Wasn't a joke. Literally started showing me his credit cards and bragging about the high limits, ending with, clearly you can't afford to pay for this dinner, but don't worry, I can cover you. I was pissed and protested, but he wouldn't take no for an answer. So as we leave, he says he wants to show me his car. Unfortunately, it was before mine in the lot, so I had to walk by it. It was a white, windowless serial killer van. He begged me to fuck him in it. Right there in the Fridays parking lot. I was pretty glad I drove separately. I met this cute girl in college. I asked her out a couple times. She was really into me. Numerous occasions we sat in a coffee shop for 6, 7, 8 hours talking the night away, but couldn't do anything about it as she was seeing someone else. Okay, fair enough. I'm a little persistent. We hang out on and off. 6 months later, after she and her significant other break up, or so I was told, we start seeing each other. Fast forward 8 months and she's at my place 6 to 7 days a week. Has taken over half my condo with her stuff. We commute to work together. I'm having supper with her parents. Always hanging out with her sisters and their boyfriends. She's always over at my parents'. Things are going really well. I was crazy about her, part of the family and all that good stuff. About a week before Xmas, she sits me down and basically says that she never really broke up with her boyfriend. He was just out west. He was coming home and we were over. She was just seeing me on the side, and quite frankly didn't understand why I wasn't seeing someone else at the same time, seeing how we weren't all that serious. Excuse me, what? On my first date with a guy off an internet dating site. He took us to the Scientology Museum in London. I thought original. Easy to find things to talk about, laugh at the craziness of, this could be fun. Then he proceeded to read every single piece of writing on every single exhibit, ask the attendant very probing questions about how one goes about joining Scientology, etc., etc., and sounding slightly too interested to just be intrigued about a religion. Also, he was visibly sweating. Once we were done there, we went for a glass of wine and he told me he used to shoot heroin. I was out of there like a shot. When I was young and stupid, I dated a guy with a temper. He would get mad about something stupid like saying goodbye too quickly on the phone. Pick a fight and we'd break up. He would call a day or two later and we would make up. After a few months, I had figured out the cycle and I was fed up. So, when he picked a fight as usual, I ended it and then didn't take him back. While we were dating, I had become close with his sisters and his mom loved me. We had scheduled a girls' lunch and his sister begged me to go. I finally said yes and went. Everything was fine and I had a great time. The whole lunch was probably 2 hours long. At the end, I walked to their car with them and the mom grabbed me and said, "Hear him." Out of the car comes her son WTF, who was trying to explain to me why we should be together. I just walked past him to my car as he ran after me. He ended up picking a fight with me because it was my fault we broke up and I didn't even call him so he could fix it. Then he threw rocks at my car as I drove away. I wish I had a picture of what my face looked like when he came out of that car. I never spoke to him again and never accepted another invitation from his family.